Hi there YouTube and viewers, and welcome to this current reading for the Psy Cards Earth Predictions series. Today is August the 7th. I'm a little bit late in putting this reading up because I didn't seem to really click into the cards and the whole energy. Once the cards were drawn, I felt that there was some sort of repeating energies going on, and I guess I didn't really have the inclination to focus quite so specifically on the cards. However, I've managed to set aside some time and produce a reading for the cards that have come out. But just going over the previous reading, which was from July the 18th through to July the 29th, just recapping on that very briefly, because if you are interested in checking that out, go back and take a look at the reading. It's got most of the annotations added on that seem to relate to the cards and the incidents that cropped up during that time frame. There were two tree cards that arrived for the reading, which kind of felt as though they indicated floods, and there were typhoons up and around Hong Kong and China areas and through the Philippines. That felt as though it had picked up the energy of the trees. The trees also indicate earth changes and potentially fires. There were many fires through Spain, Turkey, Croatia. The libido card, which I've said before, seems to have a mass consciousness feel to it, as well as huge potent energy forms and also water issues. That libido card seemed to come through quite clearly with the opening of the Olympic Games. Lots of strong potential and powerful energies going on there. There have been huge water issues across the planet for that entire reading, and sadly there was a mass compassion issue with the whole James Holmes murder event at the opening of the Batman movies in Colorado. So that was an incredibly sad situation, and I think the cards that also linked in with that were the death card, which indicates mass deaths, and the scales card, which indicates justice and legal issues, and even the tree cards, which tie into the family tree and generation, etc. So there were a lot of links that tied in there, and these cards just had a similar feel about them. So going to this week's reading, the first card that came out there, as you can see, is the Father card. It again points to family links, it points to men, fathers and children, it points to arrows, which are weapons, and it's pointing to the sky as if it's saying we've got the feeling of war or energy weapons around us. We're also saying there's something about the sky that we're taking note of this time around. That card is a number 4 card, which indicates a little bit of difficult energies surrounding it. I'm not sure, I think I get the feeling of Northern Hemisphere with this card. And sadly already we've seen again this week another mass murder in America to do with the churchgoers, I guess you could call it. It's not though, they were in a Sikh temple, and there have been mass murders up there, and that has family issues involved again. There were children and parents that were involved in that whole issue. So this is where we keep seeing this feeling, this energy of repeatedness coming from. The whole planet seems to be going through repeating issues time and time again. We're speeding up with events that are occurring, but there's an awful lot going on all at once. The second card that came out was the Money card, and although that sounds prosperous, it usually isn't a sign of prosperity. And if you look at the card, you can see that they're barren fields. There's hard work going on with that card, as if everything you do is a difficult course. That's a horse in the background with a man ploughing the fields, but the fields look barren, as if they can't yield anything. And of course the money is hidden underneath the surface, so the whole thing is about hard work, like trying really hard to get things to come to fruition. And I thought of that indicating barren fields, as if crops can't come to yield. So again, I'm thinking soil that is barren. Now, interestingly enough, in New Zealand, we've just had a volcanic eruption Mount Tongariro has erupted for the first time in over 100 years. That's actually quite a significant event globally for everyone as well, not just for New Zealand. And there have been huge ash deposits lying around areas around Mount Tongariro, which is covering land. So this may relate to Southern Hemisphere indicators, because this is a winter card. It shows that, gets that feeling of winter energies. It could relate to the Tongariro issue. We've also got White Island erupting, so we've got lots of areas around us that may be affected by inability to get growth at the moment, be covered in ash. There could be more meanings to that card. I haven't quite worked deeply enough with it. The next card is the Destruction card. Not a particularly nice card for anyone to see. There's a lot going on there, and a lot of negative destruction, I guess. What else can one say? We can see fires. We can see buildings involved in the fires. We can see people injured with wounds and blood around them. We can also see it is a war-like zone, and these people here are all in military garb, war-type costumes. You get the feeling of Northern Hemisphere type energies, military, war-related, death, fire, destruction, eruption, and that can tie in again with the volcanoes. Yeah, fires, burning, something coming down from the sky, so it could be falling from the sky, creating flames or what appear to be flames. That's the energies of that card. The next card that came out was the Yes, which indicates yes, something is happening right around us, right at this present point in time. It's a fairly swift notation of it's going to be quick. Hold on to your hats, it's going to be quick. The following card was the Tree. We had that last week. That's why I get the feeling of repeating patterns. So we have the family tree issue, and we've had that yet again, another young man creating or causing these mass murders in America. We get the feeling of fires with the tree, with the red in the background, still up in the Northern Hemisphere area, and earth-related issues because the tree is firmly connected into the ground, rooted into the earth. And coming to the last card for the reading, we have the Sun, which, when we look at it, it is a generally gregariously happy looking positive card, which is always nice. I mean, we can look at these cards every week and pick up negative energies, and that seems to be the easiest thing to do at the moment. The planet is undergoing huge changes, and I think you'd have to be a little bit dim, I guess, if you weren't aware of the fact that this is a rapidly changing environment that we're living in all perspectives, which include physical or physiological of the planet, physiological of climate, which is, I guess, slightly removed from the planet. It's also to do with humans. Our emotional and spiritual boundaries, limits, knowledge, understanding and capacity are all changing, and intrinsically we are all united as one. We live on this earth, we borrow all of her facilities every day, which we utilize for our lives to keep going, but oftentimes we seem blasé about the fact that we couldn't live without the provision of earth and the energy that she gives to us. And yes, the planet is undergoing change, which I believe will lead us to need to learn how to change to stay living on this planet. So, do you need to be in fear of it? No, but you need to be aware of it, and you need to be wise about thinking of new ways to incorporate living styles, so that it can be positive and move forward and retain equilibrium in all of the areas that I've mentioned. So coming to this last card, the Sun, we see it as you can see it as a positive card. It has the sun glowing, it has a happy active maypole with the children dancing and the wheat in the foreground indicating harvest time. I think the card does indicate the Northern Hemisphere. It's a very sun, happy, positive card. I think at the moment it's tending, the message it is giving is heat, really strong heat again. We still have a lot of incredible heat waves going on up through the Northern Hemisphere. I think it indicates again hardships with crops, also issues with children. The sun can indicate solar activity, increased solar activity, which may portend increased large storms or volcanic activity or earthquake activity. That's something we'll have to watch for during the span of this reading. This reading should take us through to about August the 12th, I think. Okay guys, that's it for this week. Heads up. Hope you've enjoyed that reading. Thank you for watching. I really appreciate your time. I enjoy doing these readings for you all. Take care. Peace and love to you all. Thanks very much.